Well, good evening. Hi, this is Robert again from OutbreakNewsToday.com. And I said I'd be doing Facebook Live about once a week. However, this coronavirus situation is so fast, so rapid. It kept me busy all weekend. It's ever evolving. And a lot of things have happened since Saturday, the last time I did Facebook Live. So let me go over some of the latest information on the novel coronavirus 2019 outbreak. And let me go ahead and start in Wuhan, China, the epicenter of this coronavirus outbreak. And the latest numbers coming out of Wuhan are 258 confirmed cases, including 6 fatalities. Now, all 6 of the fatalities are people that are older in age. Many of them have very distinct underlying health conditions. Elsewhere in China, we see, the disease is spreading throughout China, and we're seeing it going on in some other provinces and some big cities. Shanghai, this is a city of 25 million people, one of the biggest cities in the world. They've seen 6 confirmed cases so far. And in Guangdong province, where Shenzhen and some other major cities are, there's been 17 confirmed cases in that province. Now, we've seen cases outside of the country, and since we talked on Saturday, more exported cases have been reported outside of China. So, of course, last time we spoke on Saturday, there was 2 cases in Thailand and 1 case in Japan. Over the weekend, we saw a case pop up in South Korea. These are all imported cases from Wuhan to these other countries. And then this morning, when I got up, there was a novel coronavirus case confirmed in Taiwan. So not a big surprise, right? This is all expected. And I expect there's going to be quite a lot more. And then this afternoon was kind of like the big story, at least here in the United States. And again, not a big surprise, but it was, other than the fact that it happened relatively quickly. And the CDC held a press conference during the afternoon, letting us know that they have confirmed the first case of the novel coronavirus, 2019 novel coronavirus, in the United States in Washington State. And this is an individual who was in Wuhan as a traveler and returned home and had enough symptoms that he went to get checked, and he, I believe it's a he, not 100% sure, tested positive. The CDC tested him, and he was positive for the novel coronavirus. The clinical specimen was collected and sent to a CDC overnight. Laboratory testing was confirmed the diagnosis via real-time reverse transcription polymerase chain reaction, real-time PCR. So that was really the big story, at least here in the United States, and I'm sure in other parts of the world, as this spreads around and more people hear about it. What I understand is they have been They've been testing people, some kind of a health screening, temperature screening and that kind of stuff, as they arrive to certain airports, right? Los Angeles, San Francisco, and New York. And I think over 1,000 people have been pulled to the side, and this is where we're at now. The first actual positive test. And this has also prompted the CDC to ramp up that public health entry screening in the United States. So they've included 2 more very large airports, Atlanta and O'Hare in Chicago. So right now there's going to be 5 airports doing health screening for the novel coronavirus. So that was really a big piece of news today, if you haven't already heard about it. Something else we learned, and this is from the World Health Organization, they did a tweet thread over I think it was over the weekend. Maybe it was yesterday or Sunday. I don't recall the exact time or day. But they went through some very, very important discovery. That's what you want to call it. They say it is now very clear from the latest information that there is at least some human-to-human transmission of the novel coronavirus. Infections among healthcare workers strengthen the evidence for this. And apparently in Wuhan, China, there has been 15 healthcare workers that have tested positive for the novel coronavirus. It also says, in addition, info about newly reported novel coronavirus infections suggests there may now be sustained human-to-human transmission, but more information and analysis are needed on this new virus to understand the full extent of the human-to-human transmission and other important details. So that came out of the World Health Organization. Again, very big news. Not a big surprise either, much like SARS, just much like MERS, other coronaviruses we've seen in the past, which had some human-to-human transmission. We also learned that there's going to be some important briefings coming up on Wednesday. One is in China. China's National Health Commission will be holding a briefing on the outbreak at 10 a.m. on Wednesday. So it's probably actually pretty close to 10 a.m. Wednesday in China right now. So that'll be happening pretty soon now. And also on Wednesday, the World Health Organization, the International Health Regulations Emergency Committee on the novel coronavirus in China they'll be meeting, and that will be on Wednesday, 22 January. And in Geneva, they're going to ascertain whether the outbreak constitutes a public health emergency of international concern and what recommendations should be made to manage it. So a lot of stuff going on. This has been one of the faster moving outbreaks that I've seen in some time. And just something I want to talk about that didn't surprise me personally, but it might surprise you. When I got up this morning, one of the things I looked at were the markets in some of the Asian countries. And indeed, I did see what I thought I might see. And I looked at the Hong Kong market, the financial markets I'm talking about, Japan, and some of the other countries in Asia. And we saw that Hong Kong saw its index fall by almost 3%. The Japan's Nikkei lost about, 1.5%. And some other countries also lost on their markets. So not a big surprise to me. And in this report from Reuters, it says, traders recall the fallout from the severe acute respiratory syndrome, or the SARS outbreak in 2002-2003 that killed about 800 people globally. In that case, the markets took a tumble also. So it's not a big surprise. Also, some of the airline stocks, some of the casino operators, which have large operations in China, their stocks dropped also. So this outbreak not only affects human health, but it also affects our markets, and the it adds a lot of jitters, right? It adds a lot of jitters to the markets, much like wars do and other things. It causes nervousness within the markets. So that's the big news. We got about 6 more cases in Wuhan. The death toll is up to 6. Over the weekend, we saw cases in South Korea, this morning in Taiwan, then of course today the case in Washington State in the United States. And the World Health Organization is saying there may be some sustained human-to-human transmission. So I don't think this is going anywhere soon. So we'll be keeping a close eye on it. And depending on what happens, I should do another Facebook Live on Saturday. But if things are really rocking and rolling during the course of the week, I may have to pop up here one more time to give an update. So I hope you liked it. And if you're keeping a close eye on it, follow the website, outbreaknewstoday.com. And also the podcast, the YouTube page. I plan on getting some more experts in to do some interviews concerning this coronavirus and other topics. Planning a podcast Friday sometime on the dengue fever outbreak of 2019 and going forward. What's dengue fever going to look like in 2020 and beyond? So another big problem going on across the globe. Anyway, again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time on a Facebook Live. See ya.